Funmi was unable to open up to her husband about the past incident. So they had a quiet trip to their house. After the incident at school, Adesuwa's parents were in a state of shock and disbelief. They couldn't reconcile the strange and frightening events with the sweet, quiet girl they had raised. Desperate to find answers, they turned to the only place they could think of, the church. The following Sunday, they took Adesuwa to see Pastor Fire, the head of their local church. He was a kind and understanding man, known for his wisdom and his deep connection with the spiritual world. When they explained what had happened, Pastor Fire listened intently, his face serious. "This is a serious matter," he said after a long silence. "I've seen cases like this before, where a child is possessed by evil spirits. It's not something to be taken lightly." Adewale's heart sank. "But why would this happen to our daughter? She's just a child." "Evil doesn't discriminate, my son," Pastor Fire replied. "Sometimes, it targets the innocent because they are more vulnerable. You must bring 2 alligator pepper and buy the holy water to cleanse her from the spirit and then keep the pepper under her pillow at night." He suggested they hold a special prayer session for Adesuwa to cleanse her of any evil influence. Adewale and Funmi quickly agreed, hoping that it would bring an end to their child's problem. Later that week, they went for the prayer session. It was a small gathering, with only a few members of the congregation present. They surrounded Adesuwa, sprinkling holy water endlessly on her and shouting for the spirits to leave. The room was so loud. The air was thick with the scent of burning incense, and the sound of the congregation's voices filled the church. At first, Adesuwa remained calm, her eyes closed as she listened to the prayers. But as the session continued, something changed. Before we continue, please support our channel by subscribing to our channel and turn on that notification bell, so you would be first to get notified when we upload a new video. Thank you. Now let's go back to the story. She began to shake, her breathing growing rapid and uneven. Her small hands clenched into fists, and a low, deep sound escaped her lips. The congregation's prayers grew louder, as they sensed the darkness within her. Pastor Fire raised his hands, his voice high as he commanded the spirit to leave. But instead of coming, Adesuwa's behavior became more frightening. She moved about, her eyes rolling back into her head. Her voice, when she spoke, was not her own, it was deep and harsh. "She is ours," the voice demanded, sending a wave of fear through the congregation. Pastor Fire did not stop or relent in the prayers. He continued to pray, shouting for the spirit to be cast out. And then all of a sudden little Adesuwa stood up and faced the pastor, and the next thing she did shook everyone. "Teawawewe." Adesuwa had just given the pastor a dirty slap on the cheek, and everyone present had their mouth opened. Then she began to move again drastically, and finally, with one last violent movement, she collapsed to the floor unconscious. The church fell silent as the tension in the air was so much. Funmi rushed to her daughter's side, tears in her eyes. "No! No!" she cried. Her husband did utter a single word. Pastor Fire knelt, placing a hand on his cheeks. "Take her home now," he said softly. "The spirit in your daughter is really stubborn, and doesn't want to leave. You can continue to pray for her or take her to another spiritual man." Adewale nodded, though his heart was heavy with doubt. He took his wife and daughter home. But on their way home, find out what they did with Adesuwa after visiting the pastor in part 4. And please, my lovely viewers, subscribe now to the channel and don't forget to like and drop comments in the comment section. See you in the next video.